Hey guys, Khamo here again. Uh, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I've saved a lot of replays over the years, and thought I'd play some of those and watch the replay and maybe do a little bit of analysis and look at how my game has changed and kind of just see how it goes. I actually haven't watched any of these in a really long time, so it'll be kind of new for me as well. So we'll just see what happens. I can't remember what I named this replay. I think it's fighting one person at a time. So without any further ado, let's play this and just see what happens. So this is actually from back back in 2011 when the game was called European Risk Revulsion. I think the revulsion was supposed to be revolution, but that's how it was spelled anyway. So right now what we're seeing is you used to be able to vote on the settings, like how long each round was and how many cards you'd get and things like that. So I think the voting is almost over, so let's just see what happens here. So it looks like I'm starting in the Balkans, kind of like I've always done. That's not really new for me. I've always found it really nice to start there because there's so many opportunities. There's so many small little countries that you can start with to build up an income quickly. And also, if you run into an enemy, you've got options of where you can go. So typically I like to go south into the Balkans, but I started up at the top here, and gray was just below me, so I just avoid him. I just go the other way. Plus red is building up in the Balkans, so works out to my advantage to avoid that. So as you can see, they're fighting down there, and I'm just trying my best to get as much of this northern territory as possible. I really don't like to go for Germany right away because 6 income country, so it's harder to get. And if you miss just one barracks in that turn, you're out 6 income. Whereas if you're in this area and you're able to take 2 income countries, then you're doing pretty well. And you know, maybe normally you'd get 3 2-income countries in a turn. If you get just 2, you're still okay, but with Germany it's a different story. So looks like, let's follow my camera here. Looks like I'm trying to secure France at this point. My guess is I'm probably gonna attack Teal right away because he's wedged in between. I don't really like that. Oh, it's really cool to actually watch this at this point because the map has changed quite a bit. A lot of the mechanics of the game has changed. So as you can see, all the starports are inland. They're not necessarily on the water, and that's because there was no navy at this point. It was air, and you know, I might be one of the only guys that really misses air, but I really enjoyed air. It was a lot of fun building up an air force or doing drops and stuff. So I can't remember any of the details of this match, so couldn't tell you if I use air a lot. My typical style was to go heavy on ground and utilize dropships to move those units around. So looks like everybody's still trying to grab their land. One thing I'm noticing here that's a lot different from nowadays is people are taking their time to expand and take land. Nowadays you see, pure land grab for the first however long until there's no more territories available. But as you can see right now, like I'm taking the Baltic countries here. Nobody's even gone into Scandinavia yet, so I'm going to take that as well if nobody else is going to. Belarus wide open. Italy hasn't been taken, that's my fault. Looks like teal poked down a little bit, but teal's super weak. So it looks like I've got a strong start here. I think I'm the highest income. So I've got a good margin on everybody else, but I'm also spread out quite a bit. So I'm not too sure why I'm hesitating so much on teal. I probably shouldn't have done that, because now teal just pushed into me. I'm not even noticing it yet. And yeah, so that was good. I pulled back here so that I could get a better surround on him. And deal with him pretty easily there. Looks like I'm not watching what's happening up here in Scandinavia. I'm not too attached to it because it's so far from my main massive land that it's pretty hard to deal with. Pretty hard to defend, I mean. So, looks like I've got my main massive land pretty well defended, pretty strong. United Kingdom hasn't even been touched yet. I think that might have to do with air, requiring air to get there. I guess nobody that has one of these territories so far is interested in taking the entire country. I'm just going to let green take Scandinavia. And there we go, first drop. Looks like I'm doing a drop. Let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll follow my camera. So I'm just using a drop to see. It was really kind of cool because you could move around a lot of troops pretty easily. So looks like I am going after green for taking my land. Had a lot of spare income. So okay, so I'm trucing light pink, so I'll give him Italy. My fault for not taking Italy. I mean, that was clearly something I should have done. That's okay. Oh, look what's happening down here. So orange just blew right into green while I was fighting green, so he saw the opportunity and took it. I'm really surprised that green managed to keep this land anyways. I totally would have expected gray to go into there. In my experience, in order to have this kind of Balkans position, you kind of have to have the entire Balkans. It's not really worth it to have a small portion of it. Looks like I flew over here, or I had a barracks or something there, so I decided to take the UK, pushing down into Finland. Let's see what happens. So right now my income is pretty close to double anybody else's. They're all fighting each other, so not really too many threats for me to worry about. Here's another interesting situation. You don't typically see two people sharing the Middle East anymore. It's possible that these guys were friends, but it really worked out against them because it's really hard to have enough income to deal with stuff if you just have half of it. So red's pushing up here. Let's see if I've got an eye on that. I'm not even watching that. Okay, so purple did a pretty big push into me here. I've got reinforcements. I'm going to try and surround him. I think I'll just overwhelm him with just a ball of units. I didn't really micro too closely back at this stage. Normally I would pick off those tanks. That would be my strategy now, but I didn't really do that back then. And at this point, I'm not sure why I didn't push into purple too strong. Okay, looks like I have purple left. So I'm going to try and grab as much land as possible. It's also possible I didn't want to get too strong because, you know, you get to a certain strength and then people just team up on you and attack you. That hasn't changed. So, oh, take a look at this. Yeah, so that is a land bridge still. You just can't really see it that well, so you can cross that. So here I am sitting at 70 income, and people are not even touching me. We've got this madness going on over here where orange and gray and green are going at it, red and gray, and I'm just collecting a ton of income. So I think I'm just holding on tight here. It's probably why I'm not pushing into Africa, because there's really no point. I've got enough income, and I don't want to appear large on the map. It's one thing to have a lot of income, but to appear large, I find makes a really huge difference as to whether people are going to team up on you. So I probably just hold off here. That's the nice thing about owning, you know, this area here, Germany, France, and you know, Belgium, Netherlands. There's a lot of income kind of in this small area. So you can amass a pretty large income without appearing that large. So looks like I'm going after Gray, trying to get a surround on him. Just keep an eye on stuff, obviously. At this point, I think I'm just trying to lengthen the game. I find that when I've got a large income gap, it's worthwhile for me to just drag it out as long as possible, because the gap just gets bigger and bigger. And this, at this point, with the risk map, there wasn't an income or a bank limit, a money limit. Right now you can only have 75 or 750 minerals. Anything after that, it's capped. So your income does not get delivered to you once you hit 750. So it's incentive to fight, incentive to spend money. But back in this time, you could just save up thousands of minerals. And if you didn't appear large, people didn't realize that you're just banking a lot of money. And then you could just wait. If anybody attacked you, you could throw down 2,000 minerals and just defend, insta-defend anywhere you were. Okay.
Better send some body bags.
So, still fighting, and everybody else is fighting each other. Not sure why they're, aren't ringing the alarm bells and saying, let's deal with Khamo, because he's getting too strong. I think people are starting to realize, but we'll see. So, slowly pushing down into the Balkans. At this point, it's pretty straightforward. Gonna grab the Ukraine. Looks like tanks were a lot quicker back then too. They're a lot more versatile. Normally I wouldn't use tanks to just go around and clean up territory and claim territory, but looks like I'm doing that here. So orange is pushing up, so I'm probably worried about orange. Let's watch my camera now. So I just want to make sure orange stays contained. Okay, so at this point, if you look at the UK, I'm being attacked by green. I'm not really noticing it too much. Green's pretty weak anyways, so there's a good chance he'll just take the UK and I won't even notice. Or I'll just tank up. Yep, looks like I'm tanking up. Deal with that very quickly. Overwhelming force, just put an end to it right away. And, okay, gonna push down. I'm probably trying to get to orange. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. No, I'm dealing with light pink, getting him out of the Balkans before I make any more moves. Okay. So orange is sitting still, he's not pushing into me, so I'm slowly just cleaning up all the territory around him so that I can go and attack him. At this point, it's a silly game. I've got over 100 income. I'm not even sure why nobody's teaming up on me and fighting me. I think we'll just fast forward at this point. Oh, let's see what happens here with orange. So we go, drop ships, load them up, and probably get a nice surround on orange. Okay, so he swings down there, so I'll bring all my guys in. Looks like light pink is finally deciding to attack me. If you look in Italy, he's mounting up. Same thing in Africa. And, alright, so orange is in a bad position, because I can just squeeze him in there. But he does have a big ball of units. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. I probably shouldn't be afraid of it at this point, but I'm fighting two people at the same time, so obviously I'm a little bit worried. It's tough to keep up with that. And, alright, so light pink is managing to break through Africa. He's taken France. And orange has gone into Germany as well. This might have been the point in time where tanks could go through that choke. Can't really remember. Yeah, just lots of war going on everywhere. So the nice thing is I've got a lot of troops sitting in those dropships, so I was able to move them around where I need them. Alright, so cleaning up orange there. Looks like I've got a good handle on it at this point. And 59%, I think the win percentage was 60, so it's pretty much done. Orange already gave up. Now I'm just grabbing as many territories as possible. That's it. Game over. Well, that's That's been a lot of fun, actually. I really miss, the old version of Risk,
Smells like
European Risk Revulsion. I've got quite a few of these replays, so if you guys are interested, if you're curious about watching some of these and seeing my commentary, I only really kept the fun ones, so yeah, maybe I'll make a few more of these. Alright, see ya.